Alright guys, well we've reached the end of the line. Today we're going to discuss the fifth and final installment of Azzaro Sensual Blends line. Is this fragrance going to be better than the previous four? Stay tuned and find out. So today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from the house of Azzaro. It is the fifth and final installment from the Sensual Blends line. We have Hot Pepper. So Hot Pepper from Azzaro's Sensual Blends line is a men's sweet spicy fragrance released in 2018. The nose behind this fragrance is Felipe Romano and it's an eau de toilette concentration. Alright, let's check out the presentation. Alright, so here's the box for Hot Pepper. If you guys have seen my previous 4 videos, you guys will know this box looks exactly the same as those. It really does overall resemble the Homme line from Azzaro. They come in the same bottles as well. We just have a dark, like purple plum type of maroon color here for the box. On the back we have a picture of the bottle, but other than that, not too much going on with this box. Let's check out the bottle. Alright, so here's the bottle for Hot Pepper. Again, if you guys remember my previous videos, the bottle does resemble the other bottles in the line. This one, it just happens to be purple. But again, overall, they do resemble the Azzaro Homme bottles, almost identical. We do have a heavy plastic cap with a black atomizer, and again, these atomizers shoot a lot of juice, which is great. But other than that, not too much going on with this bottle. Alright, so here are the notes for Hot Pepper. In the top, we have chili and juniper berry. In the mid, we have pink pepper, frankincense, and lavender. And in the base, we round things off with the cashmerean and patchouli. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, this is the fifth and final installment of the Sensual Blends line. I'm kind of glad that I'm at the end of the road, guys. If they kept going with these, I'm not sure if I could keep up with all the releases. This is 5. That's quite a bit in the line. But again, I've been very satisfied with the line so far. Wild Mint, Ginger Lover, Amber Fever, and Naughty Leather. I believe Ginger Lover overall is probably the best crowd favorite. I think Wild Mint, to my nose, personally is my favorite. But both those are stellar. Amber Fever is nice, and Naughty Leather are nice. All of those are nice enough to warrant a purchase. They're super inexpensive too. I think this is 100 ml. They're around 25 to 30 bucks depending on where you look. You could easily own the entire line and easily wear those, I believe, year-round. Not really sure about Hot Pepper yet, but I think most of those you can wear year-round. I think maybe Naughty Leather is better suited for the cooler weather, but can still pull it off in the warmer weather because it is an EDT. It's not super strong, but it's strong enough. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about Hot Pepper, and honestly, I waited till the very end to get this one because I was on the fence about even buying it. I'm not a big fan of chili or chili pepper whenever they put those sorts of notes in fragrances, usually just because I can't pick them up. And so to me, it's like they kind of make a big deal out of putting that note in there, but I can never get it, and maybe my nose is just nose blind to it. And I'm hoping that Hot Pepper will prove me wrong because I actually do want to smell the pepper note in this and how they pull it off. I believe the last pepper fragrance I tried was the Mugler. It was in the A-Man line. I can't remember. I think it was called maybe something chili. I'll put a picture of it right here if I can find it. But yeah, that one was okay. But again, I wasn't blown away, and the whole chili thing sort of threw me off. I just something about it. I just don't think that chili belongs in fragrances. I don't know why. It's just something in my brain. Maybe, I'm not sure. But I'm hoping this is a good fragrance. So let's get this fragrance. Our first impression. All right, here we go. Clean hand. Couple sprays. Good sprayer as always. Okay. Okay, definitely getting the pink pepper. Pink pepper is usually spicy and sort of fresh. The freshness is also coming from the juniper berry, so it's a little fruity. Kind of liking this one. I really do like pink pepper in fragrances. I don't know what it does to it specifically, but every time I smell it in fragrances, it always gives me this positive, uplifting type of spicy, sharp fragrance to it. And I think there's pink pepper in Spice Bomb and fragrances similar to that. There's even pink pepper, I think, in Royal Oud. That one's pink pepper and cedar, I think. Yeah, I'm not really getting the chili. Then again, I'm not really sure what to expect from that, but right now I'm getting a lot of the juniper berry, which is giving it that freshness and a little bit of that bite. A lot of the pink pepper. But this smells nice. I actually do like this. Again, Hot Pepper's kind of throwing me off. They probably could have put a different name on this. but it is spicy like Spice Bomb, so I can sort of see where the hot part comes in possibly. I mean, maybe the chili just adds to some of that spiciness, and that's how they're using it. It could easily just be used as a spice instead of more like the actual like skin of the pepper or like the juice of the pepper. It's more just like the actual spiciness of it. I don't really know. I'm not an expert on these things. But I would say that Spice Bomb is probably the closest to this fragrance that I could say right now. Again, not exact. Spice Bomb has a lot more going on with it. This one on my list here only has a few notes. Getting a little bit of that frankincense is giving it a bit of a sweet smokiness. But right now, this isn't a bad fragrance. I kind of like this one. Again, it does remind me of Spice Bomb, like I've said 100 times already. But there's nothing wrong with that, because I do think this one kind of goes in its own direction. And with the frankincense in this, it's giving it a bit of that sweet smokiness. It's giving it its own personality. But again, just keep in mind that it does have the spice from Spice Bomb, but it's got its own thing going on here. And I'm not hating this fragrance. Again, I've been surprised by all of these. Kudos to Azzaro for putting this line out, because I've been very impressed with every single one of these from the line so far, and they're super affordable. Like I said, 25 to 30 bucks for 100 mil. You could easily line all of them up on your shelf, for about 125 bucks, probably after tax, 135 bucks. But for 5 fragrances, and they all have their own personality, and you can all wear them at different times, that's not bad. I would be curious to know if they're called Sensual Blends. Not sure if they mean the blending of the notes to make each individual fragrance, or if you can actually blend these fragrances together, kind of like Tom Ford and his private blends. If maybe that's what he was wanting to do with these. Not really sure. I would be interested to know that information, because I think that'd be kind of cool, because that would really warrant purchasing all of them if you can actually kind of intertwine them and mix them up here and there and layer them and see what you get. But so far, I've been really liking these on their own. And this one here is no slouch. I'm getting a little bit of, not so much the sweetness, because there's no vanilla in this, but a little bit, there is pink pepper in this fragrance as well. And I believe there might be some frankincense too, or the fragrances might be lending to that smell. But Eau de Beau from L'Occitane, I'm getting a little bit of that. That one's way sweeter and more vanillic, but this one just has the same spice and that same pink pepper note. But guys, not a bad fragrance. If you like those types of fragrances, like I mentioned, this kind of reminded me of, probably gonna like hot pepper. We'll see where this one goes. I'm a little curious to see how this one performs. And right now, I'm thinking this is gonna be pretty versatile right now. So we'll see where it goes. Wear this one tonight and over the next few days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys. Well, I'm back with my update for hot pepper from Azzaro's Sensual Blends line. Yeah, so I spent the last couple days with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do like this fragrance. It does smell nice. It was very familiar, and going back to the first half of the video, I did mention a couple of fragrances that this did remind me of. And it's definitely Spice Bomb. Spice Bomb is definitely going to be one of those fragrances that it reminds me of overall. And I mentioned Eau de Beau, and not so much the Royal Oud. I was just really saying that one had a lot of pink pepper in it, like this fragrance. I'm not going to say this is exactly like Spice Bomb, but you definitely get the Spice Bomb DNA from the pink pepper and it just being very spicy. I do believe that chili is in there, because in the dry down it gets very dry and dusty, almost like chili powder. So like I mentioned earlier, I was talking about, whether they're using like the chili juice or whatnot, some sort of different variety of chili. But after the fragrance died down on my arm, I realized that it was more of like a chili powder. And it did remind me, like I said, of a pure chili, or I think it was Taste of Fragrance was the name of that fragrance. I believe it's discontinued now. But yeah, so, again, this fragrance was nice. Is it my favorite from the line? I'll actually give you guys 5 through 1, my favorites from this line, here at the end of the video. But, I did like this fragrance. It was nice, but it was a bit familiar. Longevity for this fragrance was above average. I did get 8 hours consistently with this fragrance. Now I did go kind of heavy on the trigger. This does shoot quite a bit of juice, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys saw this in my other videos, but I mean, that's a lot of juice that comes out of the atomizer here. So you really get a big, huge blast of fragrance. And I tend to go, you know, 6 to 8 sprays, just depending on the heat outside and just how strong the fragrance is. But I did go about 6 to 8 with this fragrance every time that I wore it. You know, 8 hours for an EDT is really good. Projection for this fragrance was about average for an eau de toilette. The first couple of hours you are going to get the best projection. This one did sort of fall along the lines of the same performance as Spice Bomb in the first couple of hours, although Spice Bomb continues to keep projecting after that. This one tends to get a little closer to the skin after the first couple of hours. So, you know, average projection for this fragrance for being an EDT. Seasons for this fragrance, well, just like the other fragrances in the Sensual Blends line, hot pepper is going to be good year-round. With that opening, you got that fresh pink pepper and juniper berry, and that's going to be good for the warmer months of the year. But then, you know, you have the frankincense, the chili note, and the patchouli, which is going to take care of the cooler months of the year. And this one isn't too loud. It's not beast mode by any means. It's just, you know, has decent performance enough to where you're not going to offend anybody around you. So I definitely think that all seasons are perfect for this fragrance. Occasions for this fragrance, well, like a few of the other fragrances in the Sensual Blends line, again, hot pepper is going to be good for all occasions. I do think this is, again, fresh enough to be casually worn throughout the day, but it's also sexy enough, because I mentioned it does remind me of Spice Bomb, so I think it's sexy enough for evening wear. I think, you know, good for date night, going out. Not going to be strong enough for a club, but I think it's safe enough to wear at work. So, you know, I guess besides the club, all occasions are perfect for this fragrance. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say are 20 and up. I do think the younger guys could easily afford this fragrance. And I would say it's like a little brother to Spice Bomb. You know, you have Spice Bomb Extreme, which is like thicker and sweeter. And this would be like a little brother to that, because it does remind me of Spice Bomb, but it doesn't have all the same ingredients in it. It doesn't have the tobacco. It doesn't have a lot of those mature notes that Spice Bomb has. So I do think that this is going to be easily pulled off by the young guys as well. Again, it's kind of a stripped down version of Spice Bomb, which I think is be easy to wear for people who are 20 and up. So overall, I do think this is a nice scent. It is a bit familiar, but if you guys don't want to shell out the big bucks for Spice Bomb, or you can't find a partial bottle, you might want to try, you know, hot pepper. I do think it kind of goes its own direction. It kind of has that Spice Bomb DNA with the pink pepper and some of the spicy notes like the chili, but overall, they aren't too similar to where you know, you couldn't own both, I guess, unless your nose just really picks up on that Spice Bomb DNA. You might want to pass on it. But if you don't want to shell out the money for, you know, Spice Bomb or Spice Bomb Extreme, you might want to pick up hot pepper, because I think it's a safe alternative. Like I said a second ago, it's a stripped down version. It's an acoustic version, if you will, of Spice Bomb, which is easily affordable, easy to wear, safe for work, safe for school, you know, good for date night, good for work. You're just not going to offend anybody around you. It's not that strong. It's strong enough to get the job done. It lasted 8 hours on my skin, but, you know, it didn't fill up a room and it didn't offend anybody around me. It got pretty close after the second hour, so that's how I know it's gonna be great for date night. You know, if your girlfriend likes to get close to you, you know, she'll definitely notice this one on you. But, you know, not a bad fragrance. You know, again, it's not gonna be my favorite. So my top 5 from the Sensual Blends line, starting at 5, is going to be Naughty Leather. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Amber Fever. Number 3 is going to be Hot Pepper here, so it's pretty low in the list. Number 2 is going to be Ginger Lover, and number 1 was my overall favorite, which was Wild Mint. But yeah, guys, Hot Pepper is no slouch. It's a good fragrance. You know, it's affordable and it's easy to wear, so I definitely think you guys should give this one a try. Alright guys, so now it's your turn. Has anyone out there tried Hot Pepper from Azzaro Sensual Blends line? If you have, let me know your experience with this fragrance down in the comments below. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching our video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.